Today I get to check out my very first high refresh rate monitor. KTC here reached out to do a sponsored product demo of their 1440p 240Hz monitor. Specifically, this one here is the H27E22S. So in this video, what we're going to do is unbox it, go over some of the specifications, and do some testing. My primary monitor here is this Asus ProArt display, which, I mean, for what I do, which is generally video editing and creative work like this, it's a great monitor, but the refresh rate is capped at, what is it at? At 75 Hertz here. And if I go over to the monitor, or the new monitor from KTC that I have here, we can see I have up to 240 Hertz. Honestly, with the computer I have, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to play a game at that full refresh rate, but there are tests that we could do. So first, let's go ahead and unbox, or play back the footage of me unboxing it earlier. Oh, there's stuff falling. What fell? I dropped this part right on the MacBook. There's the back of it, and there it is. So this right here is the back. It definitely has that kind of a gamer aesthetic. The KCT 27-inch monitor. Let's get this thing all usable. We have a little screwdriver that looks like a paint can opener. We have a sizable display port, product warranty card, and the actual user guide. 3 screws, which I assume is for over here, the base. Stickered right to the base is its very own little installation guide. How snazzy. This is a weird base. It's thin metal. It is relatively heavy. And then here we have the actual stand. It seems to be as simple as putting these 2 pins just like that. And then we're going to pop in the 3 screws right there. Easy installation. And speaking of easy installation, this thing should just set right on here. Of course, it does have the standard kind of 4 VESA mount. Like so, if you did want to hook it up to like a monitor arm or whatever type of alternative third-party accessory you'd like to use. Now, popping it on it should be as simple as just setting it. Oh, there it is. Setting it down and click. Nice. Now, if you haven't heard of the brand KTC, it's okay. They're one of the main monitor manufacturers for some big brands like NEC, Samsung, ViewSonic, so on and so forth. Some of those brands that are known for top class quality. Now with this thing, since it's the actual manufacturer putting it out, you are going to be able to get this panel at a lower price than you would with some of those bigger name brands. With the coupon that they have right now on Amazon, you can get this thing for just above $200 for a 27-inch 2K 240 Hertz monitor. Is not that bad. Dare I say it's pretty good. Spec-wise, this thing is an LCD monitor covering 92.8% of the gamut volume, 93.6% of Adobe RGB, and 94.3% of DCI P3 gamut coverage. Contrast is 2500 to 1, displaying 16.5 million colors, and at least in my limited testing on this computer right here, it looks great. Supporting QHD with 3 milliseconds of response time. Also compatible with both G-Sync and FreeSync. So those are the specs. Let's get into the actual build here. It does have a really nice kind of borderless design. I mean, it's very small all the way around. It's basically on par with my ProArt monitor, which was expensive. Actual connectivity is kind of mid-tier. You have 2 HDMI ports, a display port, and a audio jack. And the stand itself is nice, but it is limited in the movements you're allowed to do. It is small, it is sleek, the actual base is very thin, which if that's the aesthetic you're going for, it's awesome, but it can't slide up and down, can't tilt side to side. You do have a pretty short range of tilt rotation like this, but luckily that stand is very easy to go ahead and remove, pop on. There's a single little pull down thing. You just pull that down and it slides right off, and then you have kind of standard, it's actually right here, it's just on the edge of my camera, but you have standard screw holes there to plug it into or hook it up with any monitor mount, any typical accessory like that, which I do have. I have it on this dual arm setup right now, which makes moving it around much better. So why don't we actually show you the monitor here real quick. I'm going to use this Galaxy to record it, and there's the monitor. It is super smooth. It's kind of hard to show you because YouTube supports a max of 60 frames per second, but in a sec we're going to go into a test where I'll slow down the footage at a high frame rate on here so you can kind of see the differences. But I mean, just gaming on this thing is awesome. I'm going to open up Fortnite real quick. Hey, there we go. Let's jump in. Actually, I'm going to change some of the settings here real quick. I'm only getting like 60 frames per second in this game, but regardless, the color and everything's good. You see I had to drop it down to windowed mode to get some good performance out of it. I don't buy really expensive, like high-end computers. What's a game that I could get high refresh rate on? Still not there, but much higher, 125 frames per second, so still much better than I'd get on this ProArt monitor, and that is, ooh, that's silky smooth. Yeah, like I said, this is my first time using something that's high refresh rate like this. It's a different experience. I'm getting about half of what I could get. I could see how this would be really beneficial in like a first-person shooter or something like that. All right, let's actually go to a proper test real quick. For this, we're going to be using something called a UFO test. We could see here are 240, 120, and 60. And we'll record on here. And yeah, I can really see the 60 frames even looks blurry on this. 120 does look a little better. 120 is fine for me personally, but 240 up there is crispy. Makes me want to get a 4090 kinda. Oh yeah, you can really see it if you crank up the speed there. Check that out. So yeah, that was just a quick demo of this really nice monitor from KTC. If you're interested in checking it out, there will be a link down below to purchase. Big thank you to them for sending this over for me to check out. It, again, is the very first high refresh rate monitor I've ever used, and I thought just using this 75 Hertz one was fine, but now I can see in actual like competitive gaming situations how this is something that I should have gotten a long time ago. With all that, I do hope you have an absolutely beautiful day, and goodbye.